What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the channel. I'm Host Sway from Host Sway's Exotics, and today I want to make a little video, kind of like a vlog style video for you guys, and we can finish up working on some projects that I've been putting on hold for a little while for the reptile facility. So let's go ahead and get started, guys. I think today what we're going to do is we're going to work on the roof up here to finish covering these holes up and get some of these boards stained as well. So let's hop into it. Alright, so to show you guys kind of what's going on here, I want to finish sealing this up. I cut out a couple boards to go ahead and go across all the way here, but I need to go ahead and finish and get that sealed up. Then I can get the whole roof stained and we can be finished with that. And then I also want to finish with the crown molding that I was making to go around the rim here, and that'll be great to finish off the whole aesthetic of the facility build that I've been working on here. So, and then, so to start off, guys, I need to finish working on getting the roof over here sealed up and closed and get all this wood stained and correct. The next thing I want to do is work on the crown molding that I have going around the rim here. I want to take down one of the boards and redo it because it didn't turn out as good as I wanted to. But all these sides look great, so we'll get that side done and we'll get the other side done, excuse the lights, and then we'll be good to go. And I think that'll finish off the aesthetic, and then I gotta stain these cross boards here. Luckily we have a pretty good air system going on in here, so we don't have to worry about, you know, breathing in too much fumes. I'll leave the door open as well too to help with everything. But we just gotta finish up and get some projects done, so I figured I'd bring you guys along with the reptile journey. We could always go a quick little overview of all the snakes. Everybody's chilling, doing their thing. We got our copperhead babies over here. And then we have the pygmy rattlesnake. He's back there basking in his little area. We got the big copperheads down yonder. Then we got our eastern diamondback over here hanging out. And we got one of our timber rattlesnakes. They're kind of hiding. They're all doing their thing. You got old Frankie over here, Sniper the pit viper, doing his thing. We got a big eastern diamondback rattlesnake in the big enclosure. He's in his little hide over there hiding. We got a mice and a rat set up and everything as well. And then we got another timber rattlesnake up there, and then we got a third timber rattlesnake up there as well. Our ball pythons, our boa constrictors down there, and we got 3 ball pythons here, and of course all the mice and rats and everything. But quick little overview of all the snakes. I also got a lot of cool little mishaps and stuff up here. I got a little coral snake, we got a little cobra toy, and then I got a little rattlesnake here, plushie toy. Also got a geode. I don't know if you guys like that or not. It's pretty cool. I like geodes. And I've been collecting all kind of like weird stuff. I also have some more geodes and stuff that I've cracked open here. You guys can kind of see that. Pretty cool. Little geode. Camera won't focus for me, but you know, cool stuff. We also got our project going on here that we need to finish on. That'll be next on the list after we get this finished as well. We just got some extra time to work on it this week, so I figured might as well work on some. So let's get started, guys. And that bad Vader poster right there, I love this thing. But let's go ahead and get our table saw out. We'll start cutting some boards, and then we'll show you how it goes. Alright, so what I want to do is here is get a good measurement of where I want this. Alright, what I want to do is make sure I get a good measurement here for what I'm working with. Oh, damn, I guess I can point this up a little bit here. Cool. All right, so what I need to do here, guys, is get a good measurement. So where I want to cut on my board here. So what I've been doing is, instead of trying to measure this thing out, I've been more accurate just going through this little method here of just putting this up to the board and then marking a line on either side of it. So what I did for this step here, what I like to do is, instead of just measuring, you try to measure with a measuring tape, because it kind of moves around a little bit. So what I would recommend to do is, I just been putting this up to the board and then marking on either side where I want it to go at. And then I'm just going to draw a line on the back side, then we're going to cut it just like that. And then we'll do that all the way down until we get to this end. Then we'll worry about cutting the angle on that when we get there. So see you guys in just a second. We get this thing cut out on the saw. We'll be right back. So we finished everything that we wanted to get done today with the crown molding. I also finished that little hole over there. Got that all covered up. Now I just got to fill in some gaps and cracks. And I also got some more of the crown molding going up around the top. It's looking good, and I'm going to keep going around this corner here. Maybe not today, but we do have another project we need to work on. So let me bring you guys over here to the rat rack. So I don't know if you guys can notice from this little bit of images, they tend to move their food. Oh, this one's a little empty. I got to put some food in there. Don't look at that one. But yeah, they move the food all around this whole little enclosure here. So I decided to get some 2x2s, and I'm going to correct this problem, because if you look over here on this one, they have this one kind of sectioned off, and the food can only really go so far. So this will help keep everything together. So I'll show you how I'm going to do that, and I'll measure it up here in just a minute. I think what I measured is I'm going to cut some 2x2s to go across from here about 14 inches, and then we're going to come straight down, and I'll measure a distance from there, and then we'll screw it all together and we'll be good to go. So all right, so we got our pieces cut out. I decided to go a little bit smaller of a measurement here. I think this is kind of how we're going to work it here, just like so. Booyah. And I think that'd be a perfect size for our little rat friends here, so that way they can not make such a mess, and it'll be a little bit easier on me too. Just some little simple thing like this. Only takes 2 seconds to make, and we just need to go pick up some screws from the hardware store, which, here we go. So we made it back from the hardware store. We had to pick up a couple of things. I needed some screws, I needed some light bulbs, and a few other things as well for some of the other reptiles. So we're gonna start getting back to finish up with a little project with the rats. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video so far. I've enjoyed making this one. Just a little bit of diversification for you guys. All right, so to help us out with our little endeavor here, I have a corner clamp. This is one of the things I procured a little while ago. I just keep stuff like this around, and then I got my pieces here. So I plan on kind of just doing it like this, because I want it to go this way. So we're gonna make sure we'll get them all set up like that. So I gotta open this one up a tad bit more, and then we'll be good to go. So put this guy together like so, hold that together, and then we'll clamp her down. Turn a little sideways here, so I can tighten a little faster. Make sure we hold these good and tight. Booyah! Now we got a whole little corner set up perfectly square, like how we want it. Because now we need to set up our drill, and we're going to drill us a pilot hole to help aid in getting this together. So I do have a little drill bit in here. This is the one that I want to use. Which a lot of power tools and things, you know, is necessary for a lot of the different work and stuff that I do here. So getting yourself familiarized with power tools and all, and how to use them, is super, super helpful. So we get this thing tightened up here, and we're good to go. And we can start to drill our pilot hole directly in the center of this other one here. that'll get us just about dead center. Would help, guys, if I plugged it in, huh? You can't do nothing if it ain't plugged in. Plug it in, plug it in. Let me stop singing. I know you guys don't want to hear me sing, but boo y'all. I want to show you guys a little bit more personality in some of the videos, because we're going to be doing a lot more vlog style videos like this. So let's go ahead and get it drilling the right direction as well. That would probably help. And then, so we got our electric drill. You can always get a battery powered drill, or I prefer using electric things because I'm always inside around electricity. Working outside a little bit better for your, you know, with your other ones as well. But let's open up our box of bolts here, or screws, I should say. And another useful tool is an electric screwdriver, guys. I've been using this as a Bauer one, just a Harbor Freight special. See if you guys will focus in on that. I highly recommend getting an electric screwdriver. I use this a little bit more than anything else. It saves time, it saves your wrists from having to do that back and forth action. It gets kind of annoying. I have a 2.5 inch long screw here. We're gonna send that one all the way through. Uh-oh, that should have came out. It's all good. We'll push them back in there. Good. And that should get us about yay long here. So that gives us plenty of threads in both to hold this thing together. So we'll just kind of go ahead and we'll start this a little bit, and then we'll take our electric screwdriver and we'll just full send. All right, so we got that thing all drilled in. It's had a little bit of a tightening issue. It didn't quite clamp this down like I want it to. And that'll give us a good sturdy joint that we can put in here. So now we just got a couple more that we gotta do just like that. We'll time lapse on through this part. All right, so next step is now we got all our L's put together. I want to go ahead and use our corner clamp again, and we're going to clamp this side. We're going to drill a hole through this, and then we're also going to drill a hole through this side with the corner clamp on this side as well once we get our screw put in. So we'll go ahead, we'll do one little demonstration of how we're going to do this. It's pretty easy. You can kind of just guide your way through of where the center is on the main board here, and then you just kind of look here in front and try to make sure that your center with the board that you're going to be drilling through, like so. I think that's probably about good there. Take our drill, easy as pie. Then we need our electric screwdriver, and that's going to drive this thing all the way through to the other end here. Well, we might need to use our actual drill here because it may be getting close to running out of juice on us here. No biggie. I don't really like using the electric drill too much because sometimes it can be a little too strong for what you're trying to do. Bits break and things when you're not using them correctly. So sometimes it's just a little easier to just use that electric drill. A little screwdriver I have, I'm trying to do this. But as long as we're careful, we'll get that thing in there. Good and tight. Good and tight, as they say. I'll put a little bit more in there. So now we'll swap over and we'll do the front side here. Swap around like so, and then we'll unclamp our corner clamps here. And then reclamp right here. And this is probably the most useful tool that I've bought recently. I mean, I could probably get some a little bit more expensive ones because these are like $2 or $3, I think, for both pair at Harbor Freight. But these little corner clamps have made me a lot more better with my carpentry work compared to what it was before. Because they really freaking help to hold things in place, and then you know that you have a 90-degree angle, which is crucial for stability with a lot of stuff. Which I could even try to use our little screwdriver here to try to drill this little hole here, because this will also work for that as well. So it might be a little bit better option for us. See, just like so. We'll back it on out. And then we can put our big screw in. And then we'll just time lapse through the rest of it because you guys probably don't want to see me do that over and over again. So we can see the finished product here in just a little while. So. So here, guys, is the final result for everything here. As you can tell, way more organized. It's gonna be way easy for the rats to keep this stuff together, because you gotta help them to help you. You know what I mean? I think it looks great. Helps to match the other side a little bit better. Let me back up. And pretty professional looking rat breeding setup, if I do say so myself. And I did just say it, so there you go. But we got a couple more other things we got to do here in the shed. I'm getting everything cleaned back up. We're getting everything reorganized, getting rid of some stuff, making room for more things coming here in the new year, guys. It's going to be a new Josue, a new me. Know how basic that sounds, but next thing is we got to check out, I got some new bulbs here that I want to try out on some of the reptiles here, see how much heat that they can put out compared to what their basking lamps are having now, because I've been having a little bit of trouble with that. And I also picked up a new outlet because I'm going to reorganize some of the wires and everything and get the timers and all a little bit better for all the lighting situation for all these different animals on the shelf here and the one next to it. And then I got to get something to go back in this cage over here, and then we'll be working with something, guys. We'll have a pretty awesome setup. And I guess I can take my little my little science robe off of the cage here so you guys can see the Eastern Diamondback cage we got going on there. We got a little bit more work to do with that as well. So let's try to figure out what we're gonna do with the lights. I'll set you guys up on the tripod so we can talk through some ideas and show you guys what I use to go through and solve these issues. So guys, we're gonna go ahead and get started with this, and I'm gonna talk through you how I go about fixing some of these problems that I'm running across here in my enclosures. So I have what's called an infrared thermometer. I picked this thing up. It's not super duper expensive, and it gets the job done. So it's super easy. You click it one time and the screen comes on, and wherever the laser's pointing at gives you a pretty good estimate of what the temperature is for the surface temperature. So most of the species that we have here, I like to keep around 90 degrees if I can for a good basking area during the daylight hours. So this one I'm reading like 78, 79, 77. Not really the ideal temperature, kind of like what I'm really wanting to get here. So what we need to do is we need to change this bulb out, and I have a little bit of a higher wattage bulb, which is going to put out a little bit more heat compared to what it's doing now. But this one we're going to leave just like this, because during the winter months I want them to have a little bit cooler of a basking area for my copperheads specifically, just because I want them to go through their natural brumation cycles. So we're good on that enclosure. Then we'll move on to another one, and we'll just go through all of them just like this, and we'll check the basking area, and then we'll try to adjust the bulbs accordingly. So I like to use floodlights particularly in a lot of my enclosure builds and things, but it's going to depend on the wattage. But you also have to check and make sure that your receptacle can handle that amount of wattage as well, because you don't want to put one that's higher rated and then you have some issues. So always check that. And then another thing to keep an eye out is your lighting fixtures. Make sure you're using ceramic topped lighting fixtures. Those also help disperse heat and run a whole lot better and more safer long-term for what we use them for. So let me go through and I'll check some of these other enclosures. It's a super easy thing. I just figured I'd include this in the last part of the video for you guys. I really appreciate you coming through and hanging out. And I'm gonna finish it on up, get my outlet all put in, and then I'll see you guys on the next episode.